Really, AIU? You too? I was recently asked in my comment section about whether, atheism is unstoppable hated Trump. And I was, just like, hey, I don't know. I don't know the man, but, I guess it'd be more dismissive than anything else because to my knowledge, Mr. Tracy is on the liberal side. He's a blue teamer, just not feeling where the blue team is, as many of us are. And so I didn't quite know that the TDS was so strong with the guy. I really didn't. Let's get into this because when I was watching this, my just heart continued to break. And it's a big part of the reason why I don't call myself anyone's fan. Primarily because fanatical means that you lose a whole lot of objectivity, and that's not what the goal is over here. This is why I aim to build an audience and not fans or anything like that. I want you guys to come at me and tell me where you think I'm wrong. That's the whole point of this entire channel. And so I gotta call it out. Let's get into it.
Oh my God, is this real life? What a night. What a new year. Well, the prophecy has come true, and Donald Trump has done what I always expected him to do, which is to be reckless with the U.S. military and bring us into a war.
First and foremost, we've been in Iran and in the Middle East for forever and a day. It's been about securing American interest via oil in the war machine and all this other stuff. True enough, I'm not going to sit here and say that those things aren't why we're doing it, but it's important to take that into account. So when it comes to war, I mean, you need congressional, on paper, you need congressional authority to start a war. But when it comes to the conflict, it's a tale as old as time. Let's continue.
Guess all those radical centrists and edgelords got what they wanted. They got to see the world burn. It's coming to fruition. Any day now, we will have retaliation and payback.
Until the world ceases to spin, we will carry on as if it will spin on. Seriously, any day now, the world's just gonna explode. It's gonna happen, even though people have been calling this for the past at least 2020 years. Yet, here we are, still chugging along. Why? Because it's always deeper than particularly those of us without the insight or the knowledge into these, geopolitical foreign affairs. It's always deeper than we like to acknowledge.
For what we just did to Iran's second in command. And does anybody need to explain what happens after that? When they retaliate, Donald Trump will play the tough guy, the same Twitter persona that we've come to know and hate, and he will fight back in full.
So, I mean, he clearly hates the guy. It is what it is. His TDS is popping off right now, and you can really see that reflected in the ratio on this particular video. Now, when it comes to the retaliation, what the United States did was retaliation, okay, for the U.S. Embassy siege. You know what? Hold on. Because one of the things he doesn't get into at all in this is how, there was a U.S. embassy that was attacked. That is a direct attack on the United States. Gabriel Sanchez, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. But here's some photos from it that I wanted to share. These people, they hate us. They want to destroy, our way of life, because it is, in many cases, it's not in alignment with their ideology. And trust me, we got the same stuff over here, but it's nowhere near to the exact same extent. See this one right here? Iraqi Shiite militia supporters and protesters take part in a sit-in in front of the U.S. Embassy against deadly airstrikes on sites of a Shiite militia on January 1st. But those airstrikes were in retaliation to a service member being killed over there via somebody's rocket. So this is a part of the tit for tat that has been taking place at least the majority of my life. But let's get back on over to our guy here.
Force, and that's how you get into a war. So a lot of this reeks of recent history where we're getting peddled a certain story, and whether or not that's true or not, they're desperately trying to spin this and like, oh no, we needed to do this immediately, had to be done. Find that incredibly hard to believe, considering we could have taken this guy out at any stage, but we didn't and shouldn't have because of the consequences of what would have happened if we did.
Well, that's the thing. As far as that spin goes, everybody's pointing the finger at Trump right now. And Trump's just like, yeah, they talk smack. It was like the analogy that I gave in the video on it, where Iran is Rick James. As far as Iran is Rick James, America is the Murphy brothers, okay? Like both of them, not just Charlie, but Eddie as well. And it gets out of line, it gets out of hand, i.e. the embassy siege. They got out of line, and their leader was still talking smack. So the president was like, I bet I'm gonna hit you extra hard. Because clearly we've been airstriking and droning and bombing these places to high heaven. Yet it continues, right?
It's not just about beating your chest and saying, look how strong and tough I am. And the way people are talking about this is pretty severe. I got up this morning and listened to CNN.
And that is such a big part of the problem, bro. Like, you're listening to CNN. You probably be better just putting your ear to a rock at this point, because CNN, with the Russian push, with the Ukrainian push, all of these, like, they, as far as credibility goes, fuck them.
Half asleep, and they were speaking in a very alarming tone. Listen to this.
The only thing we have from the White House is a tweet of an American flag from the...
Is that Victor dude that I did a video on who was crying on? Bruh, you started off on the wrong foot. And then you got these other three gentlemen, and the one he's going to take most serious is the CIA guy.
President, that the Pentagon says this attack was to prevent or deter future attacks. So we'll see what Iran's response is, but what do you think that the U.S. should prepare for as a form of retaliation by Iran?
Well, I think if you're thinking about whether this would deter an attack by Iran, I think the prospect of that is zero. Look, we have we had until a few hours ago, a simmering conflict with Iran that included things like attacks in Iraq, but also remember Iran was picking up ships in the Persian Gulf going back a few months. We've decided to take a simmering relationship into a boiling relationship. The Iranians, and I followed them when I was at the CIA, one of my responsibilities was looking at the Iranian special services, their intelligence and Quds force, this sort of external military force they have. They are very aggressive and they are fearless. One thing I want to tell you, Victor, is this is not just a general. This is somebody who's been with the Iranians since the revolution 41 years ago. This guy has been with the people who were the sponsors of the revolution in Iran. He is somebody who's a brother to the leadership of Iran. So they're looking at this not just as the elimination of a general, but as an opportunity to respond to an America that just decided they wanted to go from a simmer to a boil. My point is, whether you're at a diplomatic facility, a military facility, or some other entity like a company affiliated with the United States and the Middle East, the Iranians are going to bring it hard and heavy. I'm going to tell you it's going to happen sometime with...
And you know what? Here's the deal. Because you you hear the music that Devin's playing over this just being... Like, what are you trying to do, dude? What's with the manipulation? Relax, okay? This CIA guy is from the CIA. And not what I would call the most upfront and trustworthy organization in the world. They're all on this channel because they have a narrative to push. You know, they have a spin to put on it, as you rightfully acknowledged in the beginning, before you even press play on this. But, you know, you're sitting here zoning in on this guy as he talks about how important the guy who we didn't even know last week's name, how important he is, and why this is going to just, you know, like come back and destroy us. And that music, dude, come on, bro. Come on. That's the thing about Devin Tracy, is that, you know, he's very aware of the music that he uses. He's very aware of music. So why are you sitting here... I mean, in a lot of ways, being, if not fear-mongering, because I don't want to put that on the man, but being scared. Jesus.
In the next day or 2 weeks, they're not going to wait that long, and it is going to be ugly. among all the things I've seen in 6 or 7 years, talking about national security on CNN, I know this one is hard to understand for people who don't do this for a living. This has to be one of the top things I have ever seen when I've been with this organization, CNN. This is profoundly significant for them.
So how long have you been with that organization, CNN? Once again, CNN's credibility is shot, okay? And the people that they put on, like it's like CNN themselves want to fearmonger on this and talk about how, oh my goodness, this just going to be devastating. Oh my God. Like, he's just there to rile people up. And I'm just disappointed in the fact that Mr. Tracy has brought into it.
At least, profoundly.
Damn. That is an ex-CIA official who knows the region.
So, is also a human being. People are flawed. And you can pay people to say whatever the hell you want. He been cashing a CNN check for a while now. So, like, I don't know nobody involved, right? Like, I don't know none of y'all people. So exactly, like, why should his word be, because he was CIA? So what?
And is an expert in global politics. The shit's about to get crazy. And people are going to die. Not just this one dude, Soleimani. There's going to be America.
People die every single day. I'm going to die. Mr. Tracy, eventually you're going to pass on. It's literally one of the few guarantees in life is that it ends. Okay? And where do you, like, me personally, I got this joke where, every episode of House, right? Somebody's just living their life and then, they croak over because we don't know what the hell is going on within ourselves until, it hits. You deal with the problems as they arise, as they come. But as far as being fearful of next steps or tomorrow or anything else like that, I'm not feeling it personally. Because guess what? I mean, in the next hour I can go. It's just the reality of existence.
It's dying. And let's all remember that it started today. It started right now with Trump acting like Joe Pesci from Goodfellas. Trump was insulted. Apparently Trump had an issue with Soleimani back in the day, where Soleimani had contacted him and...
Okay, but that's the thing. Who gives a shit about back in the day? We talking about right now. And I just explained to you guys, particularly with the U.S. Embassy thing, and how this is a tit for tat when it comes to America and this region of the world. It's been a tit for tat for a real long time. And we can have that conversation about embassies and about, the United States imperialistic presence throughout the world. True enough, but it's not... to sit here and be like, oh well, Trump was insulted. Trump did this. This was completely personal. I'm not buying it. I'm not feeling that narrative.
Dismissive and disrespectful. But then recently, the supreme leader of Iran had tweeted out something like this. That guy has tweeted that we see Iran responsible for the events in Baghdad and we will respond to Iran. First, you can't do anything. Second, if you were logical, which you're not, you'd see that your crimes in Iraq and Afghanistan have made...
You see, you guys sitting here is going back and forth on Twitter. Who died behind? I'm sorry, but the tweet in and of itself, not this man's actions or anything else like that, but just the tweet in and of itself is just it's like bluster between the two, and I guess it makes for some very interesting entertainment. But I just welcome to 2020, people.
Nations hate you. And Trump didn't like that. And he had responded, this is December 31st. Iran will be held fully responsible for lives lost or damage incurred at any of our facilities. They will pay a very big price, the biggest. This is not a warning with a capital W. It is a threat, capital T. Happy New Year.
That literally sounds like someone sticking to their word. And that's the thing. I'm not a supporter. It's just the situation that we're in. It's the reality, the shared reality the reality that we all share. It's not, oh man, I just want to be this huge Trump, Trump supporter and everything else like that. But the deal is that, he's where he is and the situation is as it is. And there's no point in being like, oh my God, and until it jump off, we continue.
And so this is the kind of petulant little bitch that Trump is. And the same way that Joe Pesci felt disrespected when that gangster said, hey, now go get your shine box, Tommy, and then came back and whacked him. Spoiler alert. You know the problem with whacking a made man? Have you seen any mob movies?
This isn't a movie though, bruh. The deal is that you completely glossed over the embassy thing and the back and forth that's been taking place since before even Trump got there. We're dealing with nations, not just the men here.
Problem is, they don't forget that and they don't let it slide. So there will be payback, and then there's going to be payback for the payback from our side. And
I heard it could be something like hacking. Or there are 1,000,003 different ways to go about this, but we'll see. We shall see. Like I said in the last one, you can't particularly plan for variables such as this.
We have a bloody war on our hands, and American citizens around the globe are put in danger. Our embassies are put in mortal peril. Not to mention the people of Israel, global stability, Lebanon could be set on fire. Let's hope that Russia doesn't get involved. But I'm not going to pretend to be an expert in Middle East politics. So I am soaking up this content and learning as we go, just like most.
But you learn it from CNN, and you're taking it's just, I don't know. I mean, I go through, as you just saw right there, there was that BuzzFeed News. I try to get a good mix of, I got some Vice in there too, Fox News coverage. I mean, I'm trying to check, for everybody, but there's portions of this story that, Mr. Tracy is either unaware of or completely glosses over, and which is bro, you can't just sit here and be like, oh yeah, the TDS is just popping, real strong, and come on, man, you're better than this.
People in the world. How many people knew who this dude was, this general, a day ago? Nobody did, because why would we? But we understand war, and we know that, most people, I think, are against war and are tired of war.
Most people, these people ain't in these. Oh my God. Here's the thing. We have an all-volunteer army right now. So, if you sign up, when you sign up as somebody who knows, as a vet, as somebody who knows, they make it very clear from the moment you step in the basic training that you are government property. Make absolutely no mistake about that. This is what you signed up for, fam. This is what, I don't care what your recruiter told you. This is what you signed up for. I'm telling you, with us having an all-volunteer army, most people just choose not to go, and we haven't had a draft in so long, and that's why the American public is so susceptible to, I guess the hoaxes of, oh yeah, there's about to be a draft, and they're gonna be drafting women. Bro, that ain't even they ain't even thinking about that, okay? They are not even thinking about drafting women, but suckers born every day now, ain't there? And so, the American public in general is removed from that same style of because during the world wars and it was, hey, you got to come in here. There was drafts. There was absolutely no questioning whether if you were able-bodied, you were going. It was not even a question. To whereas here, in 2020, it's all voluntary. So, those families and those circles and those spaces, yeah, they are very, it hits hard. It really does. And it's not easy for them at all. But for the American general public, they are a few steps removed, particularly if you don't, you got a cousin or something like that, that's fighting. But, yeah, I'm over here getting this money, Jody?
Not just from the moral standpoint, the lives lost, what is the point? What are we going to do here? What possibly could be the point? But also, the money lost, it's just a total nightmare.
A total nightmare that's been going on for the past, 2-3 decades, man. We've been dumping cash. Our military budget is just through the roof. But hey, you're enjoying your Starbucks? You're enjoying your iPhone? Are you enjoying the luxury? Are you enjoying the plumbing? Huh? I mean, deal with it.
If you think that it's just the people on the left that are against this, you're sadly mistaken. This is not going to go over well with the Groypers or Richard Spencer or any actual conservative who are like, what are we doing? What are we doing out there? Enough is enough. And the whole angle of Trump doing this because what is the stat?
Once again, the American people are way more removed than, than they once were.
If I looked up how many wartime incumbent presidents has lost an election, what is that number, 0? Trump knows this. Trump accused Obama of trying to do this when Obama didn't do anything of the sort with Iran. And by the way, are we going to call it Iran?
Yeah, because Iran, I believe, didn't they step on Obama's toes? Then Obama said, yeah, we're drawing the line. And Iran, I think it was Iran. It was like, yeah, Iran, seriously. That's why Obama did nothing of the sort, because Obama was the Eddie Murphy, whereas Trump's the Charlie Murphy. Obama represented that. It's the same thing. I'm going to go back to the South Park episode, and I think this video is run on long enough, where, a little bit country, we are hypocrites. We cut our cake and we eat it too, and we let the chips fall where they may. God bless America, right? I mean, we got the Rose McGowans and the bleeding heart liberals, just want to sit there and just be, fuzzies, and then oh my goodness, Team America, Royal Police, the final speech in that movie where he's like, look, there's 3 types of people. There are assholes and there are dicks. And yeah, dicks just want to smash everything, and Trump's the dick in this situation. Like, yeah, I'll smash everything, but the assholes just want to shit all over everything. And Iran is the asshole in this situation. And so then we got the pussies who are like, oh my goodness, no, how could you strike somebody I didn't even know about so long ago? Stop, cut it out. You ain't give a shit then. You don't give a shit now. It's just, you just see it as, oh my goodness, Trump did something, and it's like, take it easy, okay? Take it easy, relax, and until we still got time on the clock until the time runs out. I'll put it to you like that, and we'll see how everything plays out. But being scared, being, just I really feel like emotional as opposed to legitimately logical, whereas, hey, this has been going on for a while. Fingers crossed. Pray for your people, even though you're atheists. I pray for you, my guy, and I pray for y'all too, because I love y'all. I want y'all to do okay. I want everybody to be okay. I don't want nobody hurt, and I also don't want anybody, under this mindset that the sky is falling. Stop it, Chicken Littles. Alright? Relax. It's cool. We'll make it through this. And if we don't, then shit. It was bound to happen eventually, because it's life. The only thing that's guaranteed is the fact that it ends eventually for all of us. Unless you know a vampire. But either ways, guys, I think we're done here. All the internet stuff, because really he just kind of just keeps spreading that, and then goes on to talk about Anna Kasparian. Let's go. Let's shoot on over. Take a. Can we get a? That's the. I think. Screw it. That's better. Because he got into a thing with her and the word weary, wary, whatever. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't, but I'd still stroke her. Either way, that's right, guys. I got you at the end of the video, all right? I'll put some strokeable on the screen at the end of the video. But yeah, so with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like, dislike, go ahead and do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring, and YouTube and BitChute are the biggest fans of your boy over here. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments? I mean, am I being unreasonable here? Because like I said, there was information that he just completely omitted, and then took took CNN's word of all entities, just bro, for real. I don't know, man. I don't know. But you may feel like I got this one wrong. And hey, if I did, please let me know what you think in the comments. I refuse to just tie everything to Trump, even if it is something that, like, yo, it's just like, it's rough, but it's war. It's war. Jesus, that's how we all got here. War is war. And it sucks. I'm not a fan. But the necessity, particularly when it comes to securing everyone's ability, your ability, Devin, to, do what you do, my ability to respond to what you do, everybody going about their lives in what they deem in the most proficient and advantageous and helpful way, then shoot, it is what it is. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and until the next one.